Alright, welcome everyone. We're gonna try one of these share play things here again. Just for the heck of it so you can hear my sexy voice. Just kidding. Anyway, uh, gonna be playing on the game I've been kind of playing most recently. I got a bunch of save games going. This is the slot I was using for the career or story mode, whatever you want to call it. And played through that, and then it turns into free farming, and I was just playing around on that for a little while until I totally started over and started the game with 5 million, the max, just so I could try and get a couple of the trophies. So that's done and over with, so I kind of just continued on and figured I would just take all the harvesters and take them to different fields, yada yada. I've ended up selling a couple of them just for the heck of it, because the other ones are better. So I just have a couple of random fields, and then I have some cows. Just got some more cows on the top of the map, and then pigs. And I got the fields, doing the field work to feed them instead of using the prepared food. But the cows seem to be... It's slightly confusing on that one, because it doesn't seem to matter what you feed them, grass, hay, or silage, like as far as producing. They say that you get 20% more feeding them that stuff as opposed to the pre-made food, which that should be true, but I don't think it makes any difference which type of food. I don't think you have to have completely mixed fodder to get any more. So I think what I'm going to do is down on this end by our farm, I'm just going to start feeding those cows just strictly grass, because got that big old grass bunker. And then up toward the top of the map, I'll feed them the bales. And I just bought a couple fields up there. Like, I was only going to do higher class fields on this game, but I bought a couple of it towards the top half, lower class, because I'm basically just going to use them just for the bales. And one of them is the one field that's like a class 5 or 6 or something real bad. I'm going to use that one just for grass. That field's only $5,000. And I might have to test it in the future, but even though that's a crappy field, that might end up being kind of profitable or lucrative if you just put grass on it. Because normally with the grain from my other games, you only, whatever, you get $1,000, $1,500 from that field. Even if you are doing all the fertilizing and all that stuff, you're not getting very much money at all from that field. But I'm thinking if you were to put grass on there, it might work, because I think the normal size smaller cedar, I think it was $6 or something tiny to buy the grass seed, and then you only have to plant it once, because after you mow it and stuff, it just grows back. So it's just that $6 cost in the beginning, and it will just keep going. And then I just, whatever, for even as long as I've been playing this game, for whatever stupid reason, I just figured out the other day that you could sell the bales. So I mean, you could just mow your field and bale it, and then sell all the bales. And I'm willing to bet you'll probably still get at least what you would for the grain field. I'm sure you'll still get $1,500, $2,000 for selling all the bales, and then be getting that every 3 days, and you don't only have to seed it once. And then the other ridiculous thing that I just found out last night when I was looking for other farming games on the store, I saw the add-on for goats on the Montana map, on this USA map, that I wish I would have known about a long time ago, because goats are another one that probably are going to be pretty good. I've only messed with them a very tiny bit because I've done far less in the countries than on this Montana map. But I looked real quick before I started this up, and the goats are where I thought they were going to be, and it looks like they added on to all the meat places to sell the sheep there as well. And what I totally forgot about, they produce milk too, so the creamery takes their milk, takes the goat milk, but what I haven't seen yet, I'm gonna have to figure out, is the wool. They give you a bunch of wool, which actually, that's what I was selling on the Germany map, but so, what am I gonna do with the wool? That's what I gotta figure out. So, first thing I'm gonna do is go over and get some sheep, because I just did that download or whatever last night. And then now I'll actually start doing something now that I'm done babbling. And heads up, it is going to be a long video because I increased the time up to the 1 hour for the record time. And I'm probably not going to be paying any attention when it ends, so it's probably just going to end whatever I'm doing. But like I said, first thing gotta do is go get some of these goats. So they're gonna be down by that food export. That first one down by kinda close to your home base. So first things first, we gotta buy some goats. And then actually, I don't know what you feed them either. It's kind of cool. That's different than normal. It's already half wood. So, let's buy these guys. Looks like you can't upgrade it at all, so it is what it is. You get 10 pigs, and it looks like they're gonna be just like the cows. They're gonna give you liquid fertilizer and milk. But doesn't say anything about manure. And what do you feed these guys? And it looks like prepared fodder is what you feed them, because I don't see anywhere else to anything else to feed them anyway. In the Germany map, you can walk in there with them, so doesn't look like it here. So I guess we're just gonna buy some. Oh shit. $3,600 for the mix. So these guys should be good for a while. Excuse me. So now back to, or on to some real work. I think I'm gonna do the fields just one by one, rather than do them all at a time. I've already harvested a couple of them, and then I usually, half the time, or most of the time, I pay the workers to do the plowing. In the beginning, I was paying them to do pretty much everything in this game, but I don't mind cultivating, so we'll do the cultivating on this field. Then go get the seeder and pay a worker to do the seeder while we go off to another field and start working on that one. Toots Fire is a pretty good tractor. It's got some power, a little bit semi-powerful, and still kind of economical. So let's get a... There we go. And I did just, after I sold all the grain and everything, I baled this whole field and sold all of those bales and got $5,000 from the bales themselves. May or may not be able to get slightly more because that was just basic stuff. Like I'm playing this map, I'm not fertilizing anything just because I wanted to not turn these things over quicker, and I don't want to feed the cows fertilizer or the pigs. But I did just buy one of the sprayers, and then on the gigantic field that's on the other side of the map, I'm spraying that one now with pesticide, but I'm not doing anything with that field anyway other than selling the grain, so that's fine. However, it was a like almost nearly $30,000 increase after you spray the field, so even if the high price of that sprayer, it'll pay for itself just on the one yield, one growing on that field. Not so much on other fields, but it'll pay for itself quickly because you still do gain a few thousand or more depending on the size of the field. I got too many save games going in. Some of them I use, some of them I don't. I usually go out cab just so I can see the tractor and see where I'm going. In car I can't really see what's going on really, and I ended up straying like I think I just did. This thing will do 4 lines on each side, but whenever I'm lining myself up, I count over 3, so I make sure I get it all. Can't remember how many fields I have in this game, but not too many. 7 or 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm not doing, like I said, I'm not doing any fertilizing. The irrigation is just whenever it rains. But I think it's supposed to rain today or tomorrow, although we'll see, because I mess with the time a lot, and that I'm pretty sure messes up the weather. Could have sworn I saw some YouTube video or something, people who made this game or something talking about that. And I've found when you skip time, it kind of like messes with everything. Takes a minute for the clock to fix itself, or the time of day outside, like if it's light or dark out. Yeah, and I've had it freeze my game up a couple times, so I never do the skip time by hours. Occasionally, like very occasionally, I'll do the like skip an entire day thing, but that still screws it up. I speed up the time. So I'll do all my work on real time and then speed up time. This field isn't too bad. And I'm on day 10 here, so I'm nowhere near profitable on this game yet. I have all the save slots filled where I was doing different tests to see what would be most profitable in 30 days, or if it would be, or whatnot. So I did some game, or one, like just grain on, or just fields on one game, and orchards on another, and greenhouses on another, and animals on another. But I think that one I was just doing the ready-made food for way past day 30 until I started actually doing field work to feed them. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with these goats. And actually that, like, now that I think about it, talk about trying to figure out where to sell the wool. I didn't see any pallets around where the wool would be dropped off like it is in Germany. So maybe they give you milk here and they give you wool in Germany. Because I don't remember there being milk in Germany, but like I said, I only did them there for a very short period of time. So maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But that's fine, because we already got the milk cistern from that trailer from the first cows. That trailer is kind of obnoxiously expensive. I think you can sell milk from the tablet. But now I got cows up on the top of the map and sheep that I can give me milk, so. Actually, I didn't check the stock prices to see if the goat milk is separate, because it is, like, on the selling point, it is listed separate. It's two different types of milk and goat milk, so maybe you get two different prices. We'll check that when I'm done cultivating this thing. Let's look at that real quick. Yeah, I'll go all the way in, fuck it. So like I said, I'll count 3. It'll go 4, but then if I happen to steer off a little bit or something, it will miss a spot. So I usually just make sure I get it all. And if you ever in a spot where it's not totally 100% that you're trying to get to, always check like the edges of the fields first, because that's probably where missed it, either lifting up or setting down this implement too early or late or whatever, or like I said, in case we steered off. We're almost done with this one now. And I think I'm gonna skip my the small field right by me for now and get the other one of the other bigger fields I got going. Get that going, and then we'll be on to potatoes. I still gotta harvest those and everything. But like I said, the record time's gonna be an hour. I don't know when it's gonna end, so we'll see if we even get that far on the video. Trucking along pretty good though. Yeah, I'm kind of totally hooked on this game. I bought this one, Farming Simulator 15 and 17, basically all at the same time, a couple weeks apart, because they happen to be on sales. So I tried to play them in order. Started playing Farming Simulator 15 for a little while, probably only about a month first, and then played 17, which basically was the same game, just looked a little bit better, more machines, and you can you can get mods on, so that's kind of cool. But I don't know, then I popped this one out, and then after I got back from one of my Christmas vacations, and totally been sold on this one. Feels more real to me. Feels more real to me. I actually haven't even kept on thinking about it, but I haven't even gone back and played any of the Farming Simulator games. I did buy Real Farm because it was dirt cheap one day, but played that for a minute. It's nowhere near as good, but keep on thinking about going back and playing that one. Make sure we're 100% here. Yep. Keep on thinking about going back and playing that one, and the new game, Farmers Dynasty, is out. Like, debating about that one, but I don't really feel like I'm cheap. I don't really feel like spending the money on it. Looks kind of neat. So we'll attempt to park this over in the shed. Usually these things like to skyrocket, so I've been kind of going back and forth between just putting my stuff in the shed, or in the garage, I mean. So we'll see what happens. Yep. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. They always do that. So where are we at? 2300 something. So we'll stick that in the garage real quick. Not vehicle store. Get that the hell out of here. Now you gotta find it. XL6, and I said we were at 20. Should be that one. Throw that thing in there. Throw that in the garage, because there's obviously no way I'm gonna pick it up like that. So let's get hooked up to the seeder. Pay this guy to do some work. We'll start him on this end, so when he's done, he's closer to our shed. So get to work, fool. Now we'll go over to one of my other fields and cultivate that one. think it's it's a little bit smaller field. Whoa. This was over here. I think it's 16. I don't know which one it is. Oh, it's still. Hello, it still needs to be plowed, so I forgot about that. So set this guy up to plow that. I'm just gonna start him anywhere because he always seems to end up in the corner over there. So it'll be nice and flip his plow for him. Get him going. And then this field is partially fertilized because when you do the straw cut on the harvesters that have that option, it partially fertilizes it, so that's kind of nice. So now maybe we will do that small field by us. First, like I said, we'll check the stock, see if there's two different milks. There's regular milk. Doesn't appear so. Okay, so that's the field that I was talking about earlier. That it's $5,000, but it's like a class 5 or 6 field or something like that. But I'll have to test out later, like if it can actually be profitable. Because if you sell all the grass bales, I'm sure you're still gonna get probably around the same amount or more than you would selling grain. Because grain, you don't get much of anything, and it costs you nothing, next to nothing for the seeds for the grass, and after you seed it once, it keeps growing. But I'm gonna use it for bales for my cows, and then this field for the hay bales for my cows. So I just bought these, so they're still. Oh no, they're actually cows now. No, yeah, they're still calves. So I mean, it's still a day or so until these guys are cows. So yeah, we still gotta sell pigs too. And then we got 2 potato fields, so let's go sell some pigs. That's what we'll do first. Sorry buddy, I'm gonna drive over your field here. Right now, all I got is the pigs down by our farm. Haven't bought more yet. Trying to do the same thing in this game now, because I started with the 5 million, but just to get the harvester trophies, basically, and the big feat or the work for 30-minute trophy thing. But now I guess I'm trying to go with the same scenario as I was with all my other save games, is see if it actually will be profitable after 30 days. Now that's one of my only complaints with this game, is some of the audio. Like, that's kind of obnoxiously loud and doesn't stop. I mean, there is like food and like extra potatoes in there that it's making food with, but volume could be lower. Same thing with there's seems to be some glitch when you get in the truck, so I can't hear this thing as much. There seems to be some glitch where you when you sell food at the food places, that it's really loud as it's like emptying the contents. But that's pretty annoying. and then just the audio levels, I guess, of like the spraying implements. And they're like kind of all the tools are a little bit on the loud side, but so I'm pretty much hooked on this game. All the little things. So gonna try and sell these pigs. I kind of wish you could turn the that audio off too, for the slaughtering of the animals. Let's just try to drive by real quick. This is only half of them though, so you gotta sell the I didn't bother buying the bigger trailer that can hold all your pigs or more cows, I think it is, but seems like this trailer is probably gonna be more economical because it's much cheaper, even if I have to make 2 trips. It's not gonna be that much extra gas to, I don't think, to offset the cost of the trailer. I think this trailer is $6,000. Another one I think is 30 or 25 or something. So quite a big difference to carry just a few more animals. I think it holds 6 cows. This one does. Or the other one's gonna hold 10. So I mean, to carry 4 extra cows or 10 extra pigs. Once again, like there's other games where I do have that trailer, but this game I was kind of deciding that I wasn't going to. This is one of my potato fields. This field is gymongous. You get tons of money off that field. Like I said, I'm not doing any fertilizer or anything, and you still get over $200,000 off that field. So it's a pretty good field. And then I kind of stalled on this field. I'm going to do this field the same time as that other gigantic field on the other side of the map, because I'll do that gigantic field for the money, and this field is mostly going to go to pig food. Right now they're set, like they're 100% full plus the 68% extra. So they're still good for, still definitely good until tomorrow when this field pops up. So we'll go sell these pigs and then, I don't know, either work on that tiny field by us or start harvesting potatoes. I guess we might as well start harvesting potatoes. It's something, see a little bit of everything. Like I said, I'm not paying attention. I'm not going to pay attention when this video ends, but I haven't seen anything blinking up at the count in the corner, and I definitely don't think it's been an hour yet, so I'll start working on some potato fields, so do a little of it all. It's kind of good there's not a lot of traffic, because I don't always stay on my lane. You know, the traffic's kind of crazy. They like to honk at you and not stop. That field to the right, that's another field that's kind of almost useless. Until you have a ton of money or time or whatever. So we'll go drop this trailer off and I don't know. Maybe we'll gas up the gas up this tractor. just for the hell of it, because I have gas. I bought one of the fuel cistern from whatever his name is. I think his name's Paul. That happened with one of the updates. Suddenly there was some dude with a garage that will build you a fuel cistern for cheap. Because I got all these, yeah, I got the semi, so I don't need the tractors to pull any trailers with any product in them yet. What the I don't know what that pig noise is from. I'm nowhere near you pigs. So we're either gonna have to probably transport these bales or sell them all. Now that I know you can sell them, maybe I'll just sell them all. Because like I said, I think I'm gonna sell these, feed these cows down here. Just grass. And the ones that I'm doing the fields up top, I'll do them the bales. Because I haven't noticed a difference. And the other weird thing is with this mixer over here, when you're loading the silage bales over here into them, on the stats on the mixer, it's showing it as like in the percentage wise, it's showing it as grass, but then on the bottom where it shows the contents of it, it says it's silage there. But like I say, I don't think it matters what you feed these cows, whether you feed them grass, hay, silage, a mix between all of them, because it didn't seem like when you feed them with that mixer full, like there was any more increase or not in the prepared fodder. And I haven't really been paying attention to really, I don't think the yield you get from as far as your milk and manure and all that, I don't think that's any different either. So we got this big old grass bunker, so we'll just feed them grass. Hope you guys like more grass. And whatever you feed, obviously, whatever it just comes up as prepared fodder there. It doesn't separate them once you feed them. But so we'll go give him some gas. Doesn't need to be washed, but maybe we'll just park him in the wash station to get a wash. So this is one of the cistern that the old dude builds for you. I'm not gonna totally fill it because there's a bit of gas in there, but I don't know how much. Because I didn't feel like spending $1 million on fuel, because it seems like it can hold a ton. I think I put like 160 gallons or something in it. It didn't even make a dent. So we'll park this guy here. We'll get off and start doing some potatoes. Now I got this gigantic tail wolf here. I did have the other one too when I was trying to get the harvester trophy, which I can't even remember if it mattered whether you had the potato ones or not. I don't think it mattered. I think it was just talking about the regular combines or harvesters. But the slightly smaller version of this one, I sold it again because that one kind of sucks. Or at least I don't like it. You can't really, it's not as easy to tell where you're harvesting or where these things are going over, unless you're in car, and then it's still even a little bit difficult to see where you're going. I mean, it holds a bit more than the trailer, the regular trailer, but not substantially. I think one's 11,000 for the trailer, and the other is like what the hell is it? 14 or 15,000, something like that. So it's not a huge jump. This one's like 30,000, somewhere around there. How many pounds of potatoes I'll hold. But this one has issues itself sometimes. I found, like, you know, it's almost like if I dump the potatoes into a truck or whatever, and then get out and drive the truck, like in that huge field, for example, and then go off and sell the potatoes. When I come back, the machine doesn't seem to work for some reason. I'll have to like close everything up and like drive it off of the field and get out and then get back in and turn everything back on, and it works again. But so that's a little weird. But anyway, I'm sure you're sick of me talking, so we'll get to work. Another minor annoyance is these lights I've found too, like with all the harvesters. If you turn them, like for example now that they're on, if you fill the whole thing up and then go dump the contents into a trailer, at some point they turn themselves off. It's like, even though I've heard complaints about people not liking them, I just want them to be on, or like them to be on. Like, I think it's kind of cool too how if you leave them on and you run off, once you get closer to your vehicle, they start turning back on. Oops, I probably should start another end so we don't take out our trailer. Just do some laps in this thing, like. Just gonna go in circles and clear it up. This one's easier to tell, like you can go almost to the edge of the front of that. I'm not a farmer, so I think it's a vacuum to suck the potatoes and the leaves off, or leaves up, and then the other one digs them out. But I do it a little wacky. I'm gonna cut off both these ends here, and then I go at a diagonal across the field, because it seems like when I do that, like this, I mean these or the regular harvesters. Oops, see, I missed a piece. It seems when I do that, that if I just drive around in a circle, I'll still get most of everything. Because if you don't cut that diagonal line through there, you end up with while you're doing your turns, you end up with a bunch of like little sections as to where you can basically complete that turn. So you'll have a bunch of little triangles going across your field. But if you cut a diagonal line across the field while you're turning, where all those peaks would have been, that's where you already, I'm cutting through right now, so you almost could get entirely all of it, all the way down until the turning radius of your machine is too big. Then you just have to start going back and forth. Now it does seem almost like time-wise, I don't know if this saves you time, even though you have to, I mean I probably should be turning the machine off anyway, but even though you have to turn the machine off less and raise the header and everything less, like I'm not sure if it saves you any time. It seems like I've tried to test that and got done in about the same amount of time. Just easier than stopping so many times or doing stuff like this, doing a bunch of Y turns. It's like now it's like I just drive around in a circle if this thing will cooperate with me. And it's not on yet. Turn on, you bastard. So now you usually can almost get it all without missing anything. This thing like works a lot better with like the harvesters. This thing's, or I guess I'm probably on a bigger field because this one's turning radius isn't as well, so. Done plowing that other field, so after we get done with this we can go cultivate that field or plow one of these two fields. Alright, this isn't working out so well, driving around in circles in this field. Getting full. Just gonna run down here and try and get this little crap. Drop this load off. Can't remember, but I'm pretty sure you can fit this whole field on one of these trailers. At least if you're doing like I'm doing, and it's just basic without the fertilizer or anything else. And I'll check, but I think we're selling the potatoes. I think they were up. And like I said, I'm gonna use that other field right behind the pigs for their food. Mostly. One of my other games I'm doing the same thing. I'm just doing pigs and potato fields on that save game, and I pretty much use that field for food. It takes half of it or more to like every 3 days to feed them or get them back up to totally full, like I guess full and full on the what? I didn't mean to do that. Full on the prepared and on the mixer, the one that's making the food. There we go, that's a little better. Put this thing back on and get going again. whatever now. A little tiny piece right there too. Like I said, if he doesn't come up 100% done or whatever, like check your edges of your fields first. That's where you're gonna. That's where most likely you missed it. Still looks the same. We'll see. Maybe that's just one of these tires. We shall see soon enough. It says 1%. So you definitely missed something somewhere. I want to get this spot though. I don't think that's it. Nope. Oh well. I think we're just gonna have to miss the 1% on this field. Drive around all day looking for a couple pounds of potatoes. Then we'll just drop this thing off at that monstrous potato field over there. Because it doesn't really matter where I start. Because it still takes forever. Alright. No, I don't want to work, you bastard. No, it's not. Now it will. So it wasn't letting me fold it or anything. Let's put it all back together for the hell of it. We'll drive her back over here and drop her off over here somewhere. This field's ready to go today as well. Not now. And then potatoes. I think potatoes are up. Yep. So we'll sell these real quick. Am I still on? Or am I talking to myself at this point? I'm probably talking to myself, but anyway.